And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Pour here on a football Friday. A very, very busy show ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Barnes and Tony once again.
That's right, baby.
How you doing, my friend?
Obviously, Cloud 9 this morning, Brian. You can imagine why. Obviously, Pete Alonso and the Mets, they keep this magical fairy tale run going here. We're going to be in the divisional series. Well, they are. The Mets are facing the Phillies in a very dramatic Game 3 of the wild card last night. So super stoked to be talking about that here this morning. Really, the roller coaster it's been so far for the Mets has been nothing short of outstanding here. And then not to mention, I mean, we have a pretty significant week 5 around the NFL. So let's freaking go, Brian.
Yeah, a locked and loaded show ahead, Tony. That's for sure. And it is kind of crazy. And of course, we'll have you do the breakdown of the game. But watching it last night, we were at, Fiddlers on the Green in Stanford. And
lovely place.
D was there, and he's like he likes the Mets and Red Sox. Kind of interesting. I don't really know anybody else that has that type of thing, but I think it happened where he was initially a Mets fan, but then his I think his aunt and uncle have had season tickets to the Red Sox, and they started liking that. Whatever. But
yeah.
Point being, and he played college baseball at Quinnipiac as well. So he's big into baseball. He's one of those people you could just talk to for baseball.
That's awesome, dude.
So when that ninth inning started, the game's on, and it's a full count. We were just talking about, and I brought it up, and we've talked about this many times. I was like, it is amazing how if he walks him, he's going to score, and it's probably going to be a big inning. But if he gets a single, that probably won't happen.
Yeah.
And we were saying it doesn't make any sense because, just for the next batter coming up, it's irrelevant how that first batter reached. But for some reason, but we were saying we think it's because of the pitcher. It's a mental thing. Oh, I walked him.
Yeah.
So he changes his approach and sticking with it if there were no runners on.
Oh, definitely, dude. And then not to mention that at bat, obviously Lindor.
Yeah.
That was maybe an 8-pitch at bat. He was fouling off quite a few pitches here. Yeah. So I mean, definitely talk about getting into a pitcher's mind. I mean, that'll certainly do it. So yeah, dude, it really was just so crazy. It was ridiculous. I was sitting right here. It was literally, I still can't believe it, Brian.
Are you almost tight though? Like I mentioned this before the show, that there wasn't a Tony cam during the.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I literally. We were doing a Craig's show. Obviously, great show last night. We went live for his podcast, which was actually very, very good. But I had the game on, so I was able to peek over. And obviously, at this point, maybe I'm cheating a little bit more. And I'm kind of really just watching the 9th inning at this point.
And not even paying attention.
No. Of course. Listen,
I'm kidding.
Keep it professional here. He's a client of ours. All right, dude. But yeah, it was. My hand was over my mouth. I had to literally cover my mouth from screaming. Almost got out of my seat. Didn't. Renee didn't even notice what was going on. Oblivious, sitting right next to me. So it was a nice little celebration with myself here and my iPad. So it was fun.
Was there a celebratory Corona when you got home, or a Guinness or something?
No. We had stuffed shells after Craigo.
Okay.
Sandy we had celebratory stuffed shells, dude, last night, which was amazing.
I thought it would have been rally to the horseshoe or something like that.
I would have, but it was, I don't know. By then, by the time it was late. It was 11:30.
Yeah, you didn't have it
Friday, dude. Yeah.
So much to get to. But before we get started, let's catch up. We have a few comments here. The one, the only Kev Dew, who probably is tight that he doesn't have first pick this week.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But obviously, Cloud9 as well. Let's fucking go. He says, Philly, don't want the smoke. Yo, Matty Ryan, how you like that? Words of, in parentheses, Kirk Cousins, dude. And then Michael Buckta wants to know more.
Continuing the California tour.
El Matador in Newport Beach, dude.
No, I did not go to El Matador and to the beach. Yeah, I mean, the Airbnbs on the beach. I mean, those are Michael. I mean, talk about opening your wallet.
My God, yeah.
No,
dude.
I have not. Well, I guess actually, technically, not in Newport Beach, Michael, but in San Diego, one time we did get an Airbnb on the beach, but it's too hard to get those. So, like Newport Beach, we drove, but short ride, easy parking. Yeah, definitely Corona Del Mar, Michael. Have that circled on your calendar.
Bang!
It would get Tony out of his seat.
Absolutely. And I know what will get Michael Buckta out of his seat is Dan Hurley at his graduation party, which he's getting the invite, it seems. So good luck with that, Michael. And then Josh B says, yo, fam, dude. He says, football Friday, Yanks tomorrow, watch party Sunday. And then you know it, dude. And then Matthew Gabriel says, yo, dude, crazy game in October. Oh, crazy game last night. I see what that means now. Last night, October baseball at its finest. Absolutely, dude. And then Matthew Gabriel says, Kev Dew, what up? Ready to roll tomorrow. Let's freaking go. Josh, he says, that would be sick if he came to the grad party.
What
Matthew,
I don't understand.
To Michael Buckta invited Dan Hurley graduation party. That would be sick if he showed up. Yes, dude.
Okay, I was a little confused about that.
Kev Dew also hyped to see Matty G. Tommy Donovan in the house. What's up, fam? Mets fans are out to hang on the rim today. Great win. Yanks get it ripping.
Let's go, brother. And I know Josh is riled for that. I know Matthew's riled for that. And of course, Tommy jacked up for game 1 tomorrow. And I think someone else is jacked up.
Yeah, so it's like Lonnie's in the house here. GM, guys. Big win for the Mets and for Tony. What a sick win last night. Seriously solid, historic win for the Mets. The Thursday football game, which I did not even see a down, Brian, was pretty sick too last night. Have a great show, guys. Hashtag the company. And then Matthew Gabriel says, let's go, Tommy boy.
Tommy.
And I know we'll get to the Thursday night game, but I did see the final score and some of the highlights. A significant comeback win there for the Falcons.
You know what I would say, though, honestly? I'm surprised that Yanni didn't say something about like pump for tomorrow, right?
I guess I don't know. Maybe he's just thinking short term right now. He's not thinking ahead. I don't know.
I mean, dude. You would think you would say something about the jersey, and especially the fact that it's
no name on the back. Well, he doesn't know that from the front though.
But I'm telling him, I mean, I'd expect it a little better. No,
yeah, honestly, yeah, me too. And I'm sure he'll maybe
have some
about
comment
it, dude.
about it. Is Matthew Ryan trying to call you or no?
No, that was a liked by Brian Barnaby notification. Sports Twitter.
You know what I just saw?
The giveaway video?
Well, luckily I won't have to hear it tomorrow because I'll be at the game. Did you see who's on the call for the Yankees Royals?
Is Darling involved? No, who?
Darling and Bob Costas.
Oh!
I did literally just came up on Twitter, bro. Came out yesterday. But like I said, I won't.
I mean, you'll be there, so that'll be good, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe.
Oh my God,
yeah,
dude.
maybe
Bob Costas.
Hey, Bobby, relax, bud.
I mean, he'll be in the building with you, dude. You may want to pay him a visit.
Oh my God, dude. Too ridiculous.
Too ridiculous.
So let's see. So much to get to. We'll definitely start with baseball, but before we do that, just
Sanderson
real
Farms?
quickly, the Sanderson Farms Championship, Jackson, Mississippi, and your leader right now definitely didn't have this one probably on your betting slip here. I believe it's
Skins.
Yeah, David Skins.
Yeah.
12 under. Shooting 60 yesterday.
Very significant right there.
The Englishman. So he's going to tee off at 218. Gary Woodland. So
hey,
Tony Sleeper there, 2 back. He's on the course right now, 2 under through 10. And then, Ryan Fox, Hayden Springer, Bridgerman, Kim, Daniel Berger, Eric Cole, and Thor Bjornsson, all at 9 under. So a lot of low numbers here.
Daniel Berger.
I think this is going to be a tournament. I mean, judging by the scores yesterday, where the winner is 22, 23, 24 under par. So it'll be interesting to see kind of, how that all comes together.
Yep.
And you know what's pretty cool too, by the way, Ricky Fowler, 3 under par 69 yesterday.
Okay.
So a decent start for him. And then I was listening to PGA Tour radio this morning, and I didn't realize there's this thing called the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship, and it's like a rotation. I forgot what all the courses are, but like St. Andrews is in it, and I think it's called Barnes Swallow. I don't know. It's some weird name like that. And so it's 3 rotating courses, and they play the championship at St. Andrews. But how about this, Tony? Jay Monahan, the PGA Tour commissioner, and the leader of LIV, I don't know how to say his name, were playing together the first 2 days. So
God,
and they have the LIV guys there, Koepka's there. I don't know what, I guess it's maybe not an official DP World Tour event. I guess that's why they could play, but it's just crazy. All the LIV guys are there, Terrell Hatton. So they were actually talking about that, but they were just saying, nothing like links golf.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm sure that would be really cool to experience one day.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Probably get your ass kicked.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, always interesting. So we'll let you know if anything of note develops there at in Mississippi. I believe we had a couple more comments trickle in.
We do here. Of course, Lonnie now is coming in, backtracking. I mean, come on, Barnes. That's a given. Let's fucking go Yankees. But I don't really know, dude.
No, he's fired up. And I forgot, I didn't get to ask him if he's going to be in the building tomorrow for the game. I'm thinking he would have asked me if I was going, if he was going, but just wanted to throw that out there.
Seems like he maybe forgot about the game. I don't know, dude.
No way. But obviously we know
dude.
Either way, Yanni is fired up for game 1 tomorrow.
Speaking of fired up, Brian, your father, Leon here. Greetings from North Carolina. Congrats on the Mets win, Anthony. Let's go, Leon. Thank you very much.
And it's kind of interesting. He almost kind of like following suit with Lonnie, like no mention, like
of the Yankees. No,
have a good time at the game tomorrow, Brian. Come on, Dad.
The Mets are the talk of the town, Brian.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, sorry. Then Matthew Gabriel here, Mr. Barnaby. How are you? Hey Barnes, Yanni, let's go, bro. And then Danny V says, "What's up, fellas? Let's effing go. Happy Friday. Have a great show. Kick rock. See you boys Sunday. You're damn right, Birdie.
Yeah,
let's freaking
really
go, dude.
For Sunday, gonna be a great time."
And then Lonnie here says he's working, unfortunately, and he says, "Tony, relax, sir."
Oh man. Well, hopefully we'll see him at the next one. But anyhow, let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it, Tony. Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Too deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
No, because we were following suit from yesterday. I mean, this is your thing. Yankees haven't started their playoff run yet. So the Mets only game in town yesterday. So if you want to take it away, Tony.
Yes, sure thing, Brian. So Mets in a nail biter defeat the Brewers 3-2. Game 3 wild card series are sent off now to the DS. What do you got?
Sorry. Just to prove a point, because we had a comment from Yanni. Am I in the picture?
You're in the picture, dude. We got it on you.
Evidence is there, just so he knows. Of course, there's no name on the back. You know better, Yanni. Just wanted to get that out there.
No, yeah, dude. It's all right, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Are you good?
Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
You all good, dude?
Yeah. You ready to go, dude?
You ready to go, dude?
So Mets 3, Brewers 2. In what was probably, I don't know, one of the more exciting games I think I've ever seen in my life, to be honest, Brian. Obviously, it's few and far between the Mets are in a situation such as this, being sent to a divisional series
Last time they were in a divisional series, Brian, was when? 2015, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, which is pretty outrageous, you know. So it's obviously been a while, and you know, we know how the wild card series have gone
Matthew
recently.
calling you out, by the way. You don't know the score. I didn't even notice because I turned around.
4-2.
What
That's
did
right,
you say?
dude. 3-2 is on the docket.
Wow.
Oh,
Cementing
dude.
coming on
Good call
with the
right
scud
there.
huh?
That's all right, dude.
Was it Craig O? Did he fix the XLR, by the way? Because the sound is coming in crisp.
You know what, dude? Different cable, a different side of the room, different cable, dude. Yeah,
there we go.
So it seems to be a broken cable. Got to fix it, rerun it. It's okay, dude. But regardless here, so you know, this game obviously was pretty intense from the get-go. You know, in terms of the pitching matchup here, you know, you had Quintana on the mound against Myers. You know, Myers, a younger pitcher who hasn't had a ton of experience, hasn't had a ton of experience late in games either. So we talked about, you know, what's his name? I always forget the freaking manager of the Brewers, the Irishman, Dalton. No.
Oh no,
Sweeney?
Pat Murphy.
Pat Murphy.
Yeah.
You know, being a little slap happy to go through his bullpen early, and I mean that is what he did, which is totally fine. You know, Myers, the 5 innings of great pitching, by the way. I mean, you can really tell how fired up, you know, both these teams were. Obviously, you know, a lot of words have been exchanged between players. You're thinking of Adames, Winker. You know, big plays were made, and of course, it's a rubber match. So, like, all-time tensions are high here, and you certainly felt it. You know, through that first inning with Myers. You know, again, like striking out Vientos, Nimmo back-to-back. Quintana comes in here, you know, inducing those ground outs and pop-ups, and I mean, it was scoreless, obviously, for most of the game. You know, scoring didn't happen until the 7th inning here when we got to the bullpen of the Mets. But I mean, until then, it was just great defense behind both pitchers, great pitching, obviously, as well. Definitely a lot of the Brewers, I mean, they looked completely frustrated with Quintana because, you know, they're making the contact, you know, with his 4-seamer, with his off-speed pitches. But obviously, again, it's just grounding out to third, grounding out to Lindor, popping out, stuff like that. So, you know, Quintana, again, pitched very effectively. I would say, you know, he gave up 4 hits. There were some, you know, moments where, you know, there's runner on second with nobody out sort of deal. And it looked like maybe after the 4th or even the 5th inning, you know, Mendoza was going to pull him, especially because Minaya went, 5, right? 5 the night before. So, you know, it seems like, you know, Minaya maybe has these starters on a short leash, but, you know, you let Quintana go 6, maybe treating him a little bit more like Severino, which is great, having that confidence in him. And I mean, that sixth inning for Quintana was a 3-3 down scenario. So, I mean, at this point, you know, 7th inning comes around, and I mean, there's still no offense for the Mets. You know, speaking of 3-3 down, Mears comes in the 7th. I don't know if you've seen this guy pitch. I haven't seen him pitch a ton of times.
I've never heard of him.
No, literally, me neither. Like,
Yeah.
Barely seen him in terms of, you know, I guess good outings or whatever. But regardless, dude, he was pitching with some intense ferocity. I guess let's look him up while we're here. Nick Mears, 27-year-old. I guess this year, yeah. Oh wow, okay. So this season he had a 5.93 ERA. I think from the Rockies this year for Milwaukee. Had a 7 ERA over 13 games with Milwaukee. So clearly not one of their best bullpen guys, but came up huge for them last night. So there you go for the intensity. And again, it was looking like this game was, honestly, Brian, like you were saying, going to go to extras or something at the score of 0-0.
Yeah.
But obviously we know what happened here in the 7th. You know, gut-wrenching inning here for Jose Butto. And I mean, Butto, you know, we've seen him pitch extended amount of innings, you know, as recent as a couple games, game 1 against the Brewers. So I don't know. I mean, I don't blame Mendoza for going to him. I would have went to him. He's one of your better bullpen pieces. Again, interesting that there's no Ottavino in the conversation, but regardless, you know, Butto gets out there, and I mean, you know, Bowers just, I don't think it might have been the first pitch. No, it was the 6th pitch here. Change up, just absolutely hammered it to right. Made it 1-0. Obviously, Bowers hype, dugout out on the field. Butto, Marte, obviously, there was just no chance. We're talking second deck almost, deep in the outfield. And then, of course, here, Sal Frelick. This was the first pitch of the at-bat. Four-seamer, kind of over the middle, maybe a little bit on the outside, but it just barreled it, and literally same freaking spot, right field. Sal Frelick, third home run for this year. First home run since May. So obviously not someone with a lot of power. Obviously, you know, someone who has been intense, though, talking shit, whatever. And he was certainly talking smack. Again, obviously, at this point, back-to-back home runs. The stadium's rocking. I'm just fucking over here in this corner, just with my hand over my face. And it's not good, dude. Then Buto gets pulled. Diaz comes in, walks Terang, and you're thinking, oh, my God, dude, he's going to give up more runs. It's going to be an absolute landslide. But it wasn't, dude, thankfully. You know, Diaz ended up getting out of that inning. We go to the ninth here. Peralta comes in. We go to the top of the eighth here where Peralta comes in, 3 up, 3 down. And then Diaz comes back out there for the eighth, which is an interesting move at this point. You're not really sure. You know, obviously it's desperation mode. Mendoza, best pitcher out there, whatever, totally fine. Not even thinking about, you know, just got to get there. Just get to a bottom of the ninth situation. Right. Just have that scenario even play out. So Diaz comes back out there, 3 up, 3 down. And then we're top of the ninth, dude. I mean, this is what where all the marbles here are kind of laid down. And I mean, you really, you know, again, as a Met fan, you're watching this and you're thinking that it's over. Like, you kind of really are at this point. The only thing you have to cling to is the fact that you have, you know, Lindor, Vientos, and Nimmo due up, right? You feel pretty good about that. And honestly, again, watching this at bat against Lindor here with Devin Williams, of course, one of the best relievers, or one of the best closers, I should say, in baseball, I think gave up 2 home runs before last night, I think, this year.
And even that, though, I have to say, just because we've seen him, you know, get big hit after big hit, and obviously they still would have been down one. But I was expecting Lindor to hit home run just because he has done that in these situations all year. But as we talked about at the top, that whole leadoff walk, I mean, it's just an absolute curse for the pitcher.
Absolutely, dude. And it's also like, again, I mean, I think that mentality, although Lindor has done it before, I mean, listen, like, not nothing, but if you got up there and hit a solo shot, like, it doesn't, like, it's great. That's awesome. Rile the team. But you still need another run, you know? Yeah. So it's like, why are you chasing balls? You know, like, don't be chasing, you know, balls outside the strike zone, whatever. And he didn't do exactly that. I mean, first pitch, he stares at it for ball, 4-seamer out of the zone. Takes the next changeup. That's it for a strike, 1-1. Swings to the next 4-seamer. That's in the zone middle. That was a big miss. I kind of thought, like, that could have been it, honestly. Because then that looked like a great hittable pitch, but then from then on, I mean, he stares at 2 other pitches that were balls outside the zone, makes it 2-2, fouls off the next 2, and then draws that walk on that last pitch. I mean, phenomenal stuff, dude. I mean, a tremendous at bat, tremendous way to stay alive here and draw this walk. Like you said, that in terms of killing the mentality of a pitcher is really everything. And I mean, it's pretty interesting too. I mean, I guess we'll get to it here, obviously, but so runners on at this point. Lindor's on first base, and honestly, at this point, this is where I started to get hope. Once I saw Lindor on base, I was like, all right, we have a runner on. There's nobody out. We have 3 outs to work with to try and get something going here. I did kind of expect, I mean, again, if you watch my prediction from yesterday's episode, I did mention Vientos 2-run dinger. So I was kind of hoping for that, but he ends up striking out swinging here, getting sent back to the dugout, which is fine. But again, Lindor still on first base, 1 out. Nimmo, a nice little single here to right, trickling down the first base line. So that brings Lindor to third. So you have runners first and third. And then, of course, we have Alonso's at-bat here, legendary at-bat. And again, a pretty solid at-bat from him as well. I mean, so much you would imagine is going through Lindor's head here. I mean, I don't know if you saw it too, but I think maybe in the bottom of the 7th, when Diaz was pitching, he had an opportunity to get like a foul out, foul ball to catch for an out, and he just totally like misses it, dude. Like I don't know if you saw, he's really by the netting of first base.
I did see that.
And it was definitely like, because you can clearly see all these Brewer fans yelling and cursing at him. So it definitely, like, he definitely heard someone say something and he just misses his ball. And I don't know, dude, it was just like one of those points where it's like, oh my God, dude. And of course, for someone who was like 0 for 2 in the night with a couple of strikeouts, done nothing in the series. Obviously, you want to talk about just his future for the Mets. I mean, so much riding on this at bat here. And obviously, I mean, he comes up super clutch, dude. You know, taking that first pitch change up, then looks at the next 3 pitches, all balls, makes it a 3-run count. And I have the home run right here, dude, which we're obviously going to watch. What you're going to see here is a changeup that, again, is kind of low and away a little bit. Dude, because this is so reminiscent to me of Lindor's home run against the Braves. It was one of those, you know, hits that just looked like it could go out. Based on the replay, though, I mean, Alonso, he knew it was going to go out almost immediately.
And is it me too? I mean, obviously, it would have been like unbelievable.
Right.
But does it seem like the outfielder would have had a shot to rob it if he was in the right spot?
I mean, maybe,
like it was
dude.
Barely over the.
Yeah, it seemed like if he could have jumped up on the fence, but it was a weird fence. I don't know what the deal
angle,
is.
But
There's Pat Murphy, the
like
fans. Oh my god, dude.
Out, you know, on both sides.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
This, and he was on the opposite side of where he needed to be. But it just seems like if he was like tracking the ball properly, that he could have actually caught it.
Honestly, you're probably right.
Like it would have been an unbelievable play. But it seemed like it was because I mean, didn't you like? I'm sure obviously you were like, you know, feeling pretty good about it. But didn't you? I mean, oh my god, yeah, dude. Right? Wasn't that literally like any lower it would have hit at least the top of the?
I mean, it looks like
fence,
it, right?
Right.
Let's see here. Let me come back.
But when you were watching it, I mean, were you completely confident that it was out, or were you thinking this is going to be close?
Honestly, I thought it was out. I really did. And again, I didn't have the volume on. Normally, it's the back crack that really does it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, just because of that swing, the way it cut too, it just came off the bat so fast in that direction immediately. So I just kind of thought like it could carry out. Like I really thought so. And then once I saw him running back like this, I kind of thought, but he totally blew it. He forgot in his own home field that
like
it
where
juts
to
out.
play the wall. Yeah.
He didn't play the wall right.
And also too,
and
like
he
with
fucking
Devin
knows
Williams,
it too. He's fucking tight.
I think
dude.
they were saying that he was like tipping his pitches.
Yes, they were. Dude. I mean, that's what I saw John Boy's breakdown.
Yes.
With between the changeup and the fastball. So I don't know, but I mean, no one else talked about that. So I don't know.
But I think what hurts Williams too is that the change is his main pitch. So like,
oh yeah,
and you know, Alonso really like. I mean, I think has shown that his weakness can be the fastball. So it was like, you know, the fact that he doesn't have, you know, 98, 99 that he could just dial up in the zone. And then he's going changeup when Alonso's kind of expecting it was, I think, a detriment to him. Oh,
yeah, dude. And Alonso said he was just really looking for anything that was going to be close to the middle, as obviously many batters do. But I would be interested to see if they did realize that. Because even, I mean, I don't know, but the way John Boy was talking about it, I mean, that's, again, a very subtle difference if they did notice that.
That he was
the way he was tipping it was really just the fact that on fastballs, his hand is deeper in his glove.
Oh, okay.
So it's just at a different angle, the way he's holding it. Which, again, it could be noticeable. But regardless, I mean, still just a really just ridiculous, inning, you know? I mean, they were down to their last 2 outs. Down 2-0, and it was just so really crazy. I mean, I've never seen this many comeback victories from the Mets team in a season, let alone in big spots like to make a wild card, to win the wild card.
That this was the first time ever in a winner go home playoff game that someone hit one in the 9th.
Yeah, being down 2 more runs, right? Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I think maybe
ever
to take the lead. Like it doesn't matter about 2 or more runs.
I thought it was a multi-run deficit.
No, to take the lead in a winner-take-all playoff
fucking
game in the 9th inning.
Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. And then after this, you know, Peterson comes in,
when he walked the guy, you're like, he's gonna blow it.
For a second, I thought so, because again, in my head, I'm like, dude, he's never done this before. Yeah, like we've seen him fucking blow up before. Static is warming up. I was like, oh my god, dude. But then he got the first strikeout. I was like, all right, it's gonna be totally fine. And I was like, dude, he's a sinker.
Yeah.
Sinker, you know, throw a pitcher here. He's gonna probably induce a ground out, and then of course Lindor takes care of it. And to see how excited the Mets were in the field was just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it really was like such a crazy, just roller coaster of emotions and turn of events, dude. And the fact that it's Pete Alonso too is really just ridiculous. Because I mean, it's just the narrative that just absolutely flips for him, at least at this point, anyway. Especially, you know, again, like 9th inning, you know, he's up at bat. You're just thinking of all the ways he just totally screwed the Mets, you know, this year in terms of not performing. You know, obviously that's all going through your head while he's like just at at the plate here. But coming up big here, I think it does significantly change the narrative. I mean, he has a historic moment for the Mets that he's given the fans that they will probably always remember. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So the division round is now set with the completion of that game 3. And all the teams are going to get underway tomorrow. So it should be an action-packed day of baseball.
Yeah, dude.
Just to give you the synopsis, kind of interesting. Some undecided pitchers, including the Mets, have not named their starter for tomorrow, but I would think it's McGill or no?
Oh, yeah, you would think so.
Especially just because Peterson, I don't think they would want to start him after pitching.
I don't think so either. But day off, you never know. Who knows,
but
dude?
I don't know. I guess I don't know if is your throw day 2 days before your start?
Yeah.
So I don't know because sometimes they consider that. But anyway, and he could always be available out of the bullpen. But 108 starting tomorrow on TBS. You have Tigers at Guardians. Tanner Beebe towing the slab for the Guardians. And right now, Cleveland minus 155 there. Zach Wheeler drawing the start against his former team, the Mets. Phillies minus 185. And the Mets have not named that pitcher, but like you said, kind of thinking McGill would make sense, but we'll see what they go. They could kind of mix and match.
You never know.
At Yankee Stadium, so pumped to be there for that.
That's crazy, dude.
Garrett Cole, Michael Wacha, Yankees minus 210 right now. And yeah, I am just so elated, and really pumped too that, like, regardless, it's just one of those things where the experience, like, you can't put a price on it. But that I was telling you before the show, Tony, that a week ago, the tickets have went up since then, since we got the tickets, $150. So this is obviously,
dude.
A popular ticket. And I think it's just because the weather's going to be great tomorrow. It's a little earlier start time, 6:38. And of course, all of us Yankee fans are just jacked up. It's been 2 years, since we've been able to watch a Yankee postseason game after missing out last season. And you're just so ready to go. Finally, to get to see that combination of Judge and Soto in a playoff series. I can't wait. I can't wait. To get to the stadium, to hear the Let's Go Yankee chant, to hear how loud it's going to be tomorrow is really going to be unbelievable. So really looking forward to that. Always my favorite time of year. And it's all about, one game at a time, and, couldn't feel more comfortable than having a guy like Garrett Cole on the mound here. He's going to be fired up for this one as well.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, this is what he fucking lives for, dude. I mean, a big playoff start here. Michael Wacha, I mean, no easy feat. Garrett Cole's going to want to come out here, too, and just fucking dial
in. He wants to, pitch the entire game.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Absolutely, dude.
But obviously, I'm sure they don't want to get too crazy with the pitch count as well. So, because, just in case he needs to make another start in the series. So I'm so jacked for that. Seems like this week has taken forever to go by in that regard. Seems like the Yankees haven't played a game in forever. So I can't wait for tomorrow. Really looking forward to it. Going to be legendary.
Do you think that like that amount of break hinders a team, you think, at all?
I think in their situation it was good, just because to finish the end of the year, that homestand, they went 2-4. So
right.
I think it's a good reset.
Yeah.
The bullpen's ready, the starters are lined up. I think you can't underestimate the value of your starting rotation being lined up, and that you don't have to use your fifth starter in the game one of the division series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
totally right.
That's why, I feel great and I'm pumped up. And the last game of the night from Los Angeles, Michael Butka, the Dodgers Padres. I think that is going to be a legendary series. Yamamoto Cease. So a matchup of two high-end pitchers there. So I'm sure Dodger Stadium will be rocking as well.
Oh, yeah, dude. I kind of almost forgot about Yamamoto, to be honest, dude. That's going to be a great matchup, I think. Seeing him in the playoffs, let's freaking go, dude.
And then I think what we need to do here, I don't know. I guess we could kind of do it with a frenzy feel, but instead of, picking just these game ones, let's do a series prediction, but a frenzy format, Tony. Your American League and National League Division Series baseball frenzy.
Okay, baby. Let's freaking go. So we're going to do tonight's games and then just overall. Just overall series.
However you want to describe it.
Okay, however you want to describe it. Let's go, dude. However I want to describe it. I want to describe Guardians Tigers here as somewhat of a whirlwind, dude. I say this thing goes the distance. But you know what? This is so tough, dude. The Tigers, I know. I say Tigers win it, honestly. In five. Okay. Absolutely. I think it goes the distance. The pitching definitely for the Tigers scares me. I don't know how long, AJ Hinch can be, I guess like managing his way around his bullpen, throwing certain guys out there. It'd be interesting to see. And again, I mean, Cleveland has a lot of power here. But I think at the end of the day, I think this Tigers team, the experience from Hinch and that young core they have, I think it takes the cakes there in Game 5. And I think, honestly, I would say high scoring. I would probably bet overs on almost every single game, to be honest.
Interesting.
Electric,
wow.
Dude.
So that sounds like an exciting series. Yeah, I mean, I would have to say I pretty much agree. I don't know about the scoring side of it because I think there is some good pitching here as well. And I think with the rest, the off day after Game 1, I think Tariq Skubal? Tariq Skubal is going to get the Game 2 start. So I know he'll be dialed in. BB's been great all season. So there's some good pitchers in this series. But I think, it's an every other game scenario. And then Game 5, I would think Skubal will get the start for that one, and I could see him having a legendary complete game shutout type of performance.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So those Tigers, those pesky Tigers, last team in the field, on to the American League Championship Series.
Absolutely. And then now next up, you want to stick in the AL? Let's stick in the AL,
sure,
dude. Yeah,
sure.
Why not, dude? Let's do Royals Yankees here. Honestly, I think another series that goes the distance. I don't know how you feel about that one, Brian, but I think the Royals will be a little bit underestimated here. Michael Wacha, Seth Lugo, Reagans as well. They really do have a solid starting pitching core right there. And again, the offense could be there. Bobby Witt, it'd be interesting to see how he rises up to this occasion against a juggernaut like the Yankees. But then you have Perez in there too. He's, a grizzled vet in this instance of going through a playoff run here. So I think they can give the Yankees a run for their number. But at the end of the day, I mean, I do think the firepower of the Yankees will outweigh that of the Royals. I mean, it's Judge, it's Soto. Honestly, I could see it going to Game 5, but then Yankees just kind of taking absolute command of that last game. They win it like a 7-3 sort of deal. But after that, other than that game, I would think pitchers duels, the rest of them, honestly. What do you got?
Yeah, so, looking at this series, I think, the Royals definitely have, a really good team in terms of their pitching. And then we know all about Bobby Witt Jr., and he did very well against the Yankees, who won this season series 5-2. What I could see happening, I'm not going to say 5 games. I'm going to say 4. I think the first 2 games, the Yankees will defend their home turf. The atmosphere is going to be electric. Cole is not only going to be fired up, as well as Rodon, and I think Soto and Judge are going to have at least a homer or 2 in these first couple of games. I think the Royals are a tough team to sweep, so I could see them maybe winning Game 3 and, maybe, I'm thinking they'll go with Gil in that game. I'm not sure what they'll do. I think it depends if they need either him or Schmidt out of the pen. But anyway, I think Cole will come back Game 4 and send the Yankees back to the American League Championship Series. I think he'll have, between the 2 starts, I think complete game shutout tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I think he's going to go 7 strong, 2 earned runs in Game 4. In that game, the Yankees will win 4-2, and maybe, it's tied 2-2 later on in that game. And then Juan Soto, a go-ahead 2-run homer in the 8th. And the Yankees are on to the American League Championship Series to face the Detroit Tigers. Which is a matchup we've seen in the postseason before as well. And I think it was 2012, if I'm not mistaken.
2012, really?
I'm pretty sure because we beat the Orioles. Me and Matt watched the Unless that was 2011. Unless that was let's see. 2002. Yep.
Tigers.
There we go,
dude.
All right. So I knew I was onto that. But anyway, Tony, on to the National League.
That's right, baby. Speaking of on to the National League, we're moving on to the Mets here in what is certain to be a thriller here. Mets, Phillies, you know the deal. Citizens Bank is where they're starting. Honestly, I think the Mets can win this in 4, dude. I know it sounds crazy here, but I think they will drop game 1 here. Zach Wheeler, former Met, obviously great pitcher since he's left the team. I think we still feel the effects of losing him, letting him walk tomorrow night, I should say, or afternoon. But then the Mets win 3 in a row. Aaron Nola, I don't think so. Suarez or Sanchez, whoever they put out there, not going to be good enough, dude. And honestly, I know the Phillies, I think, are leading the regular season series 7-6 or whatever. But obviously, you feel good about how you played against them at the end of the year. I don't want to hear Phillies weren't playing for anything. You know, Bryce Harper wanted those wins, and you beat them pretty handily, honestly. So I think the offense will continue churning. I would imagine other players to step up, but I think Alonso can kind of ride this high. You're still going to see big hits from Lindor and Nimmo. So let's fucking go. Give me the Mets in 4, baby.
All right. So, of course, it's been a ridiculous run for the Mets, and really facing the jaws of defeat to come back like that and to get to this series. I mean, it must be an unbelievable feeling for them. But I just think the Phillies here, I mean, they're loaded. They, top to bottom, the lineup, the starting pitching. You might want to question the bullpen, which is fair, but obviously I think the Mets have those same concerns.
Oh, yeah.
So I think this is also a 4-game set. And I think the way I could see this going is, the Phillies win game 1 behind Wheeler, probably having to face McGill. I think they have the upper hand there. I could see the Mets, though, rally in game 2, maybe down late, even the series at 1, but then back to Citi Field, Phillies taking care of business game 3 and 4 on to the National League Championship Series.
Who they play, we'll let you know right now, because that last divisional series, Padres-Dodgers, my goodness gracious. I know we were speaking very highly of the Padres. The Dodgers, how they are in terms of their playoff tenure here. But I don't know, man. I mean, I was thinking more and more about this series. I think I'm going to go Dodgers, to be honest. I do enjoy the pitching matchups here. I think Yamamoto will rise to the occasion in game 1. And I don't know. I just think the lineup of the Dodgers, I think Ohtani is going to absolutely strive on the atmosphere. Freeman's got so much experience, and he's going to be probably pretty solid as well. Even though we've seen him sometimes in the playoffs go quiet, like last year, for example. But I think this is going to be different, dude. I think Dodgers win this one. And you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I say they sweep them. Dodgers sweep the Padres, Brian.
Wow.
Think about it, dude.
Wow.
Let's go.
Wow. I am going to oppose you on this one. So kind of interesting. We agree for the American League, disagree on the National League.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'm going to go Padres, man. They're fired up. That ballpark's going to be rocking for game 3, on Tuesday. But I just think the Dodgers, there's a lot of, expectations, a lot of pressure. And I think the Padres will be playing a little more loose, than the Dodgers are. So I think that plays to their advantage. I think they split the first 2 games. I could see Padres winning game 1, but then Jack Flaherty silencing the bats in game 2. So tied at 1, but then I think the Padres riled up back at home, win Tuesday and Wednesday. And the Padres on to the National League Championship Series to face the Phillies. And just like that is your division series frenzy.
Wow, dude.
Wow. Kind of crazy.
It's all going to be crazy, dude. The baseball is going to be nuts.
And let's catch up on the comments before we move on to the National
Of course,
League.
dude. We have Zachary Seymour, very own dude, coming in here, says, "What's up, guys? LFGM, unbelievable." unbelievable, dude. That's right, dude. It really is unbelievable. We also have, speaking of unbelievable, we have Alani in here saying, Tony, not going to hold you. When Diaz came in early, I thought that the game was lost, but those guys from Queens don't seem to have much quit in them this year. That's totally true, dude. I mean, what a resilient bunch. Speaking of resilient here, Tommy Donovan, how on earth John Boy turns out those breakdowns with lip reading that quickly absolutely blows my mind. Yes, he does a great job with the turnarounds there. Matthew Ryan here says, Mets will get swept. Go Yankees, go Phillies. Look at your phone, Tony. And then Kev Deuce says, go play in traffic, Matthew Ryan. What a hater, Barnes. And Matthew Ryan.
No, let's just take a quick pause there. I mean, please tell me if I'm wrong and things might have been different during the regular season. But Kev, I mean, I'm just giving my prediction. I didn't say anything derogatory. I mean, I don't know. What am I supposed to do? I have to pick the Mets. Like, I don't. Could you explain that for me?
Well, I mean, it's just, even if you pick the Mets, I don't think it really matters anymore, dude. Because everyone knows that you don't like the Mets, so it's just what it's gonna be, though.
But you honestly think, though, that my selection here, like, maybe, of course, that you could say that's part of it, but at the same time, you don't think that I believe, though, that like the Phillies have a better roster?
I think, Brian, and I genuinely do think this, that if the Phillies were to field their minor league team, you probably still would say the Mets would blow it.
I have to wholeheartedly disagree with that one, because it's about talent at the end of the day.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right.
It's not like they're playing. Right. I'm trying to think of who else was it. Why am I blanking on who else was in the wild card series for the National League? The Braves. Yeah, like, honestly, I mean, I think the way things, like, Braves. But then who was the other team besides the Braves? Who am I missing here? Or just
Padres?
Brewers? Just no, I'm saying they got eliminated.
It'd be just the.
But I guess
Braves,
it would really
Brewers,
be honestly, the whole field. I mean, I would probably pick everybody besides the Braves, because I've been telling you, dude, it was. I could see that from a mile away, honestly. So it's just really about the talent. It's not about, that they're two separate things, Kev. So don't get them twisted. I'm not Matthew Ryan.
By the way, he's golfing. That's what you sent me, dude.
Matthew Ryan?
Matthew Ryan's golfing. Looks like through 5 holes, 15, 19, he's got a 27.
By the way, also, isn't Kev
holes,
wrong? We definitely pick first, because don't we have all the odd weeks?
I think so, right?
Yeah, we started because we said we need to start.
Yeah.
Because
so 1, 3, and 5.
Yeah,
right.
He and then he's trying to get fake records earlier in the week.
Yeah, not
good,
dude. Not good.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, because last week, I think they took the Texans, right?
Yeah, they had to remember. They said they had to change their picks because we had taken the games that they had liked.
Oh wait, so then we picked first last week.
Wait, but why didn't we get first pick? So I guess I just had it wrong. I guess he's right. Because he had to change his picks, but I don't know why. I thought we picked. I don't get why
they picked first.
I don't get why we would have let them.
Because we're nice guys.
I guess,
I don't know,
that
right? Doesn't sound right. We're not nice guys.
But I guess that is true. No, he is right, because I do remember that happening.
Yeah, that's right.
That's my
bad.
But anyway, let's move on to the world of the National Football League.
Watch Jefferson climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson, the catch of his life. Burrow fires, intercepted, picked off at a pick 6. Mika Fitzpatrick, an absolute ball hawk. Niners twist up front and get to Tagovailoa. Bosa again. Mahomes escaping on the move, stops, spins, flips it forward for the touchdown.
Stop it.
Aaron Jones. Oh, what a tackle. Quincy Williams with a pile driver.
All right, so kind of crazy here. The Falcons, another late game rally, 36-30 over Baker in the Bucks. I have to say the result here.
What the fuck, man? What happened?
Absolutely shocked me. And I mean, how about just looking at the numbers that Kirk Cousins threw for 509 yards and 4 touchdowns, by far the most yards a quarterback has thrown for this season. A lot of passing numbers down,
kind of ridiculous,
across the league. And I know you were probably, preoccupied, so you didn't get to see much of this, but let me tell you, the Bucks really fumbled this game late. We'll get to that, but just kind of scoring synopsis. Falcons, big drive to start the game, 7 plays, 70 yards, 18-yard touchdown pass to Drake London, 7-0. Mike Evans with the answer, 9 plays, 63-yard drive. That was a 2-yard touchdown pass from Baker. And then McLaughlin made a 53-yarder. And it was interesting. Did you see usually, one of the best kickers in the league, and he kicked the game-winning field goal for the Falcons last week from 58. Younghoe Koo missed a 41-yarder. There was a penalty against the defense. They do it again, and he misses it again.
I did see
which
that,
was
yeah.
very surprising for me. Then on to the second quarter. Falcons answer back, take the league 14-10. A Mooney 24-yard touchdown pass from Cousins. Mike Evans, a 23-yard pass from Baker, the answer, 17-14 Bucks. Younghoe Koo answers back, 54-yard of his own, 17-17. And then Sterling Shepard, the former Giant, 4-yard touchdown pass from Baker before the half, 24-17 Bucks. Third quarter, Koo with a 48-yarder, McLaughlin with a 32-yarder, so 27-20 Bucks. So in control of this game through 3 quarters. But the Falcons tie the game. A Mooney 12-yard touchdown pass made it 27-27. McLaughlin hits from 53. And then, a couple of minutes go by. There's some punts. Falcons driving deep in Bucks territory. They have a first down. Mooney wide open, drops the pass. Cousins kind of threw it a little early, Tony. So that sets up a cool field goal. It's blocked. And then, the Bucks get the ball back. They're driving. They fumble. The Falcons get the ball back, go for it on 4th down, don't get it. The Bucks have the ball in Falcon territory, penalties, running the ball, make the Falcons burn their timeouts, but have to punt themselves instead of kicking a field goal. And then Koo makes it from 52 yards right before the horn expires. Then the Falcons win the coin toss, 4 plays, 70 yards. Darrell Hodge, I don't even know how to say it. He's been on the practice squad all year. 45-yard touchdown pass for Cousins. Game over. Falcons win. Absolute insanity.
That is kind of crazy, dude. I mean, Cousins, dude. I mean, 500 yards. I mean, was there something in the water that night, or
I honestly don't know.
Because I've never seen. I can tell the last time I saw a 500-yard game from a quarterback.
No.
That is pretty awesome, dude. I mean, obviously good for them, good for the Falcons. They, improved to 3-2 now. You were mentioning, that guy, Hodge from the practice squad, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, you mentioned his drop pass. Regardless, I mean, they really took advantage of certain opportunities. And I mean, Drake London had himself a night, 12 receptions off of 13 targets, 154 yards with that touchdown. I mean, obviously some pretty crazy offense here. Going to overtime, absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, I don't know, man. What do you think about the Bucks at this point? After this loss,
I think they're going to be fine, but they need some help on defense, man.
Yeah.
They had such a tough time stopping the Falcons. And I know you look at the numbers, Baker, compared to Kirk Cousins, a lot less yards.
Yeah.
But I believe in their offense, but they can't, like if you're using an analogy in terms of like stopping the run, I would say like it's like baseball when you say a hitter can't hit water falling out of a boat.
Yeah,
that's what their defense feels like.
That's brutal. And I mean, you look at them, and I guess they did sack Cousins 4 times, but I guess other than that, I mean, he had obviously a lot of time to throw downfield and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know, it seems pretty solid. I guess not a 11 quarterback hits as a team is a lot too. It's interesting. Maybe is it more of the secondary, you think?
Everything. I didn't think they were getting, a lot of pressure. Obviously, you let a quarterback throw for 500 yards. How much are you really pressuring him despite the 4 sacks? But yeah, and the thing is, Todd Bowles, he's a defensive guy. I mean, it's really, in my mind, a disgrace. It really is.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Where do you go on with Atlanta? You think Cousins is going to be repeating performances like this, or do you think it is more so the Bucks defense rather than him and the offense of the Falcons?
I mean, obviously, 500 yards, 500 yards. I think their defense needs to work as well, but it's just interesting. I mean, I've always thought Cousins is good, and he's come up clutch primetime games, something we haven't done in previous seasons. So is it the environment? But it's just going to be regardless of what happens during the regular season. And I said, I think it's better results than they anticipated. I mean, 3-2 isn't like, blowing the doors down, but just the production. Like, I think they were thinking, oh, maybe, especially after an 0-2 start, maybe we'll have to go to Penix, or 1-2, whatever. But it seems like he's going to be good, but it's all going to be, what's he going to do come the playoff time?
What's he going to do?
So
fold.
Be interesting to see, Tony.
Yeah, dude, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Falcon still for me doesn't really move much of the needle.
But I mean, it is a weaker division. I think, don't you think though, it might come down to the last week of the season, this division between the Saints, the Bucs, and the Falcons. They all have similar records.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I mean, I don't know. I guess we have to look at some schedules maybe upcoming, but again, I would anticipate, that the Bucs can clean up some more wins and maybe put themselves in a spot to be like, hey, I don't have to really worry about this. They end the year with the Saints. But before that, they're home against the Panthers, on the road against the Cowboys, Chargers. So I don't know. They don't have, I guess, the hardest schedule to end the year, to be honest. But I guess, we'll see if the Saints are in it. Do you think the Saints? I don't know. The Saints, to me, give me like we're gonna start to crumble vibes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in Carr or Dennis Allen. Maybe they get Adams. Who knows what the deal is with
so that. I don't know. Maybe the division, the South there goes to Atlanta and Tampa.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely will. And it's a coin flip, honestly. Yeah. Either team could win it. But I think these, as we saw last night, these are very evenly matched teams.
Yes.
So I think it was
as we saw last night
kickoff to week 5. Al Michaels a little jacked up after the game-winning touchdown. So I think we saw the energy we wanted to see from Mr. Michaels. And Kev Dew reiterating them having the first pick. So let's go. The floor is yours, Kev.
Just went back and checked show last week. We had first pick. All right,
let's do it. If you want to, comment, obviously, if you want to do a quick call, that's
call
fine.
In, whatever you want, dude. Let me get the little NFL week 5 picks versus the TCA.
5. And then
I mean, I would ask you what are we eyeing, but I don't want to give away too much now,
Kev.
dude.
Come on. What are we talking about here?
What are we talking about? Kev texted me.
Oh, he did. He gave you the picks?
No, he sent me a tweet. Looks like Brendan Nimmo's grandmother passed away last night prior to game 3.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. No, I mean,
no. It was like one of those things where like you sounded sarcastic, but I know you weren't sarcastic.
No.
I got Josh B calling in here. Hold on, stand by, Josh B. Let's go. Dude, El Prez himself, dude, getting the job done. All right, you want something done, you do it yourself, Josh. Let's see where we are at here. Roadcaster here. We're unmuted, and we got Josh B live on the line, buddy.
What is up, fam? What is up? What's going on?
Oh,
Josh
not much,
B.
Dude.
What's going on, brother?
Relishing this opportunity.
I'm over here at work. I was like, you know what? Let me just call real quick.
Yeah, hell yeah,
very
man.
Nice of you, dude.
Great to have you call in. Pumped to hear the picks and pumped for Sunday, man. Let's fucking go.
Let's freaking. I can taste the food right now, dude.
Pumped for Saturday. Pumped for Yankees. Pumped for.
Let's
Sunday,
go, Josh.
Jets.
Let's go, bro.
Pumped for it all.
Pumped for living. Pumped for the Mets. Is that what you said to end that?
No, he said Jets.
I think this one he said Mets.
No, he said Jets.
On the tape. I already clipped it.
Yeah.
But what are we thinking here?
All right, so we're gonna run real quick. Just gonna run them off. We're gonna go. I got Kev calling me. Should I patch him in?
You can
you can patch him.
Yeah, sure, dude. We'll patch him.
Hold on.
What's today? Today's the 4th already, huh? Big 10-4, huh?
Just give me 1 second.
I'm up. All right. So real quick, we're gonna go with the Commanders -3. We're gonna take the Rams +3 and the Colts +3. 2 dogs.
Tommy's -3. You said the Rams?
Rams +3.
And then the Colts?
+3.
Interesting, dude. Those are pretty interesting picks. I feel I'm kind of surprised. I mean, obviously, Commanders is good. I like that. I mean, obviously, Jaden Daniels looking great. Rams, though, I don't know, man. I think Rams is another team too, like itching to be a collapse job.
And then I don't know, isn't Richardson still questionable for Sunday?
That's all right. We go with Joe Flacco.
Are they going with Joe Flacco? It's confirmed, or are you just saying no matter who they're going to beat Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, I like that pick, dude. Fading the Jags is probably a good idea. I feel like this year.
And getting points. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe that's off too much, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. The Colts +3. I like that, dude. Those are some pretty solid picks you got going on there. And you guys need it, dude.
That Rams pick was Kev's pick, so I'll let him explain that one.
What last pick? The Colts?
No, the Rams.
Oh, the Rams. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Kev.
Yeah, actually, I had told him Packers and Rams, but I got confused. They're both playing each other. I wanted the Packers, to be honest. I mean, we could take the Rams. I'll take the points, whatever.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's your funeral, dude.
Not my funeral.
Yeah, dude. It's my funeral.
Oh, it's so funny. All right.
It's a joyous day today.
It's a joint, baby. No, it really is, Kev, dude. Absolutely. I'm just so, dude. I really can't. I still can't believe.
Wait, so isn't this the football segment?
Oh, stop it! Stop it!
Stop it,
Yo,
Barnes, you're a big hater, bro. I love you as a person, but as a sports fan, you're a hater.
But
bro.
Again, I mean, I would appreciate it if maybe. I don't mean to put him on the spot here, but maybe if Josh could just back me up a little bit here.
Oh.
Again, this morning, I have not said anything disparaging about the Mets. And it's like, everybody knows I'm a Yankee fan. So why do I have to be excited for the Mets? I just don't understand. I didn't say anything bad, but it's like
I'm a Mets fan, and I picked the Yankees to beat the Royals. Come on,
but I'm saying so. But what I don't. But you know what I mean? Like I'm not required to do it. But I'm saying I'm not required. But I'm not required to have any type of loyalty to the Mets. So I don't understand. Why is that a bad thing? I don't understand. Just because you're a Mets fan, I have to like the Mets.
No. The problem is you just like to ruffle feathers. That's all it is.
But ruffle feathers, I didn't say anything. I said they've been on a good run, but I shouldn't have to be fake and act like I'm excited about it. I mean, that's just not fair to me.
Anyway, we're going to take the Commanders, we're going to take the Rams, and we're going to take...
Oh, my God, dude.
We'll see you in the World Series.
I would love that. Dude. Honestly, I would love that.
I honestly would love it too, Josh.
Yeah, so would I.
And then I'm gonna, and then when the broom is broken out, I don't want to hear shit from your mouth, Brian.
Oh my God! Please.
Yeah. See you guys on Sunday, though, huh?
Yeah. Pump for Sunday.
Yo, what's the deal with the fucking breakfast sandwiches, Kev? Do you a picky eater?
Yeah, I heard you were kind of being a little dramatic.
No, I wasn't being dramatic. I'm just
first of all, go exaggerating stuff.
Yeah.
I am not a big breakfast sandwich fan.
That's crazy, you know man. I mean, good for you, I guess, but there's nothing.
I don't know if I can say good for you just because that's one of my favorite things.
Dude, an egg sandwich on a bagel.
Do they have Taylor ham? Do they have Taylor ham in Connecticut?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, if they have Taylor ham, that's a different. I'll have a Taylor ham sandwich. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll double check today with the deli here. They should have Taylor ham. I lost my voice
screaming. I lost my voice last night, yelling with joy. So.
Oh, I freaking bet.
Oh, bro, you have no. Ask them on Discord. Bro, when Pete hit that home run.
Oh my God, dude.
Wait, I stepped out for a second. Commanders, Rams, and what's the other pick? Colts. I was actually asking seriously, but also, boys. I mean, we gotta stay on topic here. Come on. We're not just like chilling around the fire here.
Come on, stop it. So, dude, they have Rams. Dude, Rams +3 against the Packers, which is like I don't know what you're doing there. And then Commanders.
I don't know about that.
Commanders -3 against the Browns, which is pretty obvious.
Yeah, I love that pick.
And then Colts +3 against the Jags, which I also kind of like as well.
The Jags. I mean, Doug Peterson could get fired after this game.
Yeah, dude.
And they got embarrassed.
And honestly, I mean, I know Richardson's still questionable, but I Flacco's in there. Like I would think they would even win by more.
And could we get just kind of a special one-off scenario here from the two of you? Prediction: Jets Vikings, the game we're going to be watching here at the studio.
Oh man, you want? I guess as that fan, I'll go first.
What do we got, Josh?
You don't sound very hopeful, brother.
No, I don't, because I'm afraid that Sam Darnold is going to pee all over Aaron Rodgers, and it's not going to be a good look.
Say
I will not touch
pee all over him.
Yes.
But what's the
better
score?
than Aaron Rodgers.
What do you think the score is going to be?
27-17.
You know, I could. That seems kind of pretty realistic, honestly.
It does, with the way
And
the offense has been going.
You know, obviously, me, you, and Tony for sure. I know Kev's thinking about the Raiders. Want the Jets to win this one, but we'll get to the frenzy. But yeah, I kind of agree. The Vikings look dangerous, man. Not just Darnold, the whole team.
The whole team up and down. Justin Jefferson, and they got what's his face?
Jordan Addison as well, but they also have Aaron
Jones.
Yeah, dude, Aaron Jones is good.
What do you think, Kev?
I want to say that the Minnesota, if they play like they playing, they'll win. But I think in my heart of hearts that the Jets might pull something out. I think they might rally on top of what happened last week with how bad they played. And they all don't want to disappoint Aaron Rodgers. So I think they're going to play quite well.
Man, I hope he's right. But
yeah.
Man, that is not the Jets' MO.
No, it's not. But if they ever needed to play the best game of the season, it would be right now, because this is kind of a swing point in the season. I mean, this is a game. You win this game, I think it really could change the course of your season. You lose, then what does it? You lose another game after that. Then all of a sudden it's a 3-game losing streak. You're chasing games, and everything gets out of whack.
Yeah, I mean, we're four games through the season. This is game 5. Preseason, quote unquote, is now over. So show us something.
And then also after this game, home to Bills at the Steelers, Monday night, and then Sunday Night Football.
Ugh.
That's brutal.
We'll
That's
see.
a brutal stretch.
That is brutal,
especially coming from London.
Yeah, it's going to be brutal. Yep.
So we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to announce our picks against the spread. But we look forward to battling. And do we have updated standings? I haven't seen a graphic around in a while, Josh.
No, I've been busy at work. I've been busy, but I'll try to get to it.
I'm trying to think. 5 and 4.
We're up 1.
You're up 1 game on us. How about when we were destroying you last?
That was last year, Kev. Dude, take it easy, buddy.
But are we 6 and 6 and they're 5 and 7? Is that what it is?
That sounds about right. I think
because it would be 3 picks each, 4 weeks, 12 picks. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm expecting to see maybe corporate treat you to lunch today, Josh. Then you could get out that graphic just so we have it.
I will get it out for you. Text the totals in the chat, so I'll put it together.
They just want to feel good about themselves.
Hey,
winning in the preseason.
Doesn't everyone?
No. But honestly, love you guys calling in and
appreciate your time.
Yeah, appreciate it, and can't wait to see you guys on Sunday.
Definitely, you guys are the best.
All right, no doubt.
All right,
peace out.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Kev Do, Josh B. And now it's time, Tony, for us to get to work here. The picks.
We have some work ahead of ourselves here.
So I'm just trying to think, was there anything for you that just immediately you were like, let's do this?
Immediate walk?
Oh, actually, I like one thing. Let's kind of return the favor they did to us 2 weeks ago. I say
heads up.
Yeah,
Packers.
Yes,
absolutely.
Locked,
let's fucking
loaded.
Go, dude. Yep.
Jordan Love, 4 touchdowns in his return. I know he had the 3 picks.
Jaden Reed.
Back.
Let's
Another
go.
one. I think this is going to be very quick because I think you're going to agree with me on this. And I think Neighbors is out. Seattle -6.5 against the Giants.
Seattle -6.5. That's
Neighbors
crazy.
Out. Singletary probably out as well. We could put the half circle.
That would be our biggest spread we've taken so far, right?
I think week 1 we had the Bengals 6.5.
Oh, did we really?
Yeah, or 8.5. Wasn't it 8.5?
No way. We took
maybe
that?
It was. I think it was 8.5.
All right, anyway. let's take Seattle. I'm
okay,
down with
Seattle
that.
6.5. And then one more selection here. Kind kind of tough. I was having thoughts about the Ravens, but I mean, obviously the Bengals are desperate. Pats Dolphins. I mean, how do you really cap that one? I don't know. So then it's Bills Texans again. I think that's a tough one. I really don't know there.
Do you want to take the Jets plus 2.5?
Not necessarily.
Oh God,
right?
how do you feel about the Panthers plus 4?
Or I feel like
You'd rather take Bears?
Though?
What?
Chiefs minus 5.5 against the Saints at home, Monday Night Football.
Okay,
Let's do it.
Chiefs minus 5.5.
All right, let's go. So official DTV picks: Chiefs minus 5.5 against the Saints, Monday Night Football.
All fucking favorites.
Seahawks minus 6.5. It's about winners, not favorites or underdogs.
That's right.
Seahawks minus 6.5 against the Giants. And then the last selection here, heads up, Packers minus 3 at the Rams. Let's
Picks
go.
are in, baby.
Picks are in. Now it's time for the Week 5 NFL Frenzy.
Right, you are, Brian. Let's get this thing kicked off. So many different storylines, so many great games out there this weekend. And we're starting fucking early, my guy. 9:30 EM over there in London. In Tottenham Stadium, dude. It's going to be the Jets versus the Vikings, bro. The Vikings 4-0. The Jets 2-2. You know, coming off of that tough loss last week against the Broncos. Obviously, Vikings flying high. They're minus 2.5. Total is 40.5. So many different things going on here. Basically a must-win game here for the Jets. You mentioned the schedule, but there's the travel, the time difference, international. Sam Darnold is in the way of the Jets getting it done, Brian.
Honestly, I hope they get it done, but I'm just trying to be realistic here. I know we're not used to me, going against a team that I root for, but I have to say, I do think the Vikings are going to win this. And I think it's going to be a touchdown game, but the Vikings have looked unbelievable. And the Jets, the offense has not been crisp, and hopefully being indoors, it gets better. But I think this game has 27-20 Vikings written all over it. Sam Darnold, another 3 passing touchdowns, defeating his former team in London.
Wow, just like that. That will conclude our morning game. Let's get to the 1 o'clock games. Our normal Sunday Red Zone Hanson. Let's freaking go. We're going to be starting off Ravens, Bengals in Cincy. Baltimore minus 2.5. The total is 49.5 here, Brian. Bengals coming off their first win against the lowly Panthers. Ravens, we know, dismantling the Bills last week here. A familiar face, familiar challenge here for Burrow. Does he have what it takes offensively to get the job done here, Brian?
Honestly, I don't think so. And it's weird because historically, I have not thought of the Ravens in big games, big spots, taking them, especially on the road, desperate team. We know that Joe Burrow is a competent quarterback, but I just think that something is off with Cincinnati this year. And I don't know if it was like, the guys holding out for contracts and being tied to them in extensions, all this stuff, but something is not right there. In the Ravens, the way they played the last 2 weeks after starting out 0-2, Derrick Henry, just a bowling ball, running the ball down the middle, having to worry about Lamar on the outside. Of course, if they're able to stop the run, focus on the pass, it'd be a different story. But Lou Amarillo has been good with that Bengal defense historically, not this year. So I think the Ravens run all over the Bengals, end their season, end their playoff hopes here, send them a 1-4. Derrick Henry, another $150 on the ground, and I think the Ravens defeat the Bengals here. I'm going to say by the final score of 35-31.
Absolutely love it there. Let's go next game here. We're going to Chicago. They're taking on the Panthers, who just lost to the Bengals last week. Dalton, is definitely getting a jump start in that offense.
but the Bengals and Williams seems like maybe they're getting something going as well. The Bears unit defeating the Rams last week here. Chicago is, what are they? They are -4. Over-under is 40.5. How about that? Does Dalton have what it takes, or are we going to see Caleb Williams maybe with a good game here?
Just because you try to get these things right, and, from afar, it's like, well, the Bears' defenses look pretty good. We know the Panthers had that one win, but they're kind of looked at as the worst team in the league. But I have to say, because I have him on one of my fantasy teams, it might be a good daily fantasy option. I haven't checked that in a couple of years, but I would think Chuba Hubbard would be a pretty good bargain. But I'm going to say he runs for 134, 3 rushing touchdowns. The Panthers shocked the Bears at home 21-14. So that is the Panthers and the under.
21-14. Oh, it is
35.
It is. Yeah, it's right, dude. Good call, Matt. There, real quick. Next game here. Still 1 o'clock. Let's go over that to Foxborough, Massachusetts. The Pats taking on the Dolphins here. Battle of the 1-3 teams. New England, watch out now on the spread. They're -1. Over under is 36.5. Obviously, you know about the woes of the Dolphins, the quarterback scenario there. The Pats, Jacoby Brissett, I don't know, dude. To me, this is a flip of the coin. You never know. But the Dolphins are certainly going to be in a desperation mode, looking to save their season. What do you think happens here?
This is probably the worst matchup of the week. And it is hard. Like, how do you really cap this? But what I'm going to say is it's possible Gerard Mayo, that first game, fortunate they were playing the Bengals, a team that doesn't have it together this year. I think the Patriots, by season end, will end up being one of the worst teams in the league. Dolphins, maybe not too far behind, but I think just because you have Waddle, you have A-Chain, and of course, you have Tyreek Hill and Mike McDaniel, I think he can just piece this together. Very ugly, but I'm going to say the Dolphins defeat the Patriots 13-3 in Foxborough. Dolphins in the under.
There we go. Let's go. Next game here. Moving along, chugging along. Still 1 o'clock time slot here. We're moving over to FOX. Cleveland +3 against the Commanders. Over under 43.5. The Commanders, we know, they've been churning a 3-1 team, finding possibly their franchise quarterback, handily beating the Cards last week, the Bengals, the Giants, taking care of the business here. On the other end of things, Brown, 1-3. We know their quarterback position here, still awaiting Nick Chubb to come back to the running back role here, coming off that tough loss against the Raiders. I don't know. I honestly, -3 for watching it. I don't see how it's anything but a blowout. What do you got, dude?
Yeah, it may be one of those things. It's too basic of a thought process. I don't care. And I have to say, Mr. Chip, I'm going to call him because I forgot his name, really might have been right about Jaden Daniels. It really is one of those things where it's very rare. National Football League, quarterback is a tough position to play. Really reminds me of what C.J. Stroud did last year. I think the only difference is he relies on his legs a little more. Nevertheless, Jaden Daniels is a star. I agree with the blowout. Kevin Stefanski's job. Wow. His seat is getting warm here. Washington, 42-14. Commanders in the over. Jaden Daniels, 4 total touchdowns, 3 through the air, 1 on the ground.
Love it there. Speaking of job on the line here, let's move over to Jacksonville as the Jags are taking on the Colts here, 1 o'clock this Sunday. Jags still looking for their first win this year. They are 0-4, Brian. Trevor Lawrence, not great. Only 4 touchdown passes so far this year. Richardson has 3, and he's missed a game already. Very interesting to see what's going on here in Jacksonville. Nonetheless, they are -3 here on the spread. The over-under is 45.5. Richardson, Joe, doesn't really matter. I don't know how you could pick the Jags to win this game, dude.
I completely, forgot about the Richardson thing, but it reminded me, I have for fantasy, reading the notes, doesn't seem like he's going to play.
Limited practice today or yesterday.
Looked good, and I still think Doug Peterson gets fired. But I think it's just a big ask for Flacco here to like really rely on them to win you a game. So maybe just out of desperation, maybe just for 1 week only, but Doug Peterson saves his job, gets this win. Again, I don't know if it's pretty, but I'm going to say 14-10.
Yikes.
Jags and the under.
Wow, dude. All right, what a game there. A thriller over there for Jacksonville, dude. Next game here, 1 o'clock. Let's freaking go CBS. Final 1 o'clock game here. The Texans taking on the Bills. Battle of the 3-1 teams here in Houston. 47.5 is your over under. Houston +1 here in the spread. So Vegas expecting a tight game. We know Stroud, we know how popular he's been just coming off their dub against Jacksonville. They look like that things are churning there. Bills got their clock cleaned last week. Do you think there's a bounce back for Buffalo?
This is going to be the game of the week. This is going to be absolutely nuts. I know it's one of those things. Oh, the total 47.5. The public is going to be on the over. Fine. All these betting sharps, go ahead. Take the under.
Go ahead.
This is going to be an absolute shootout. And how about a result here? 36-35 Texans.
Wow.
They go for 2 with 30 seconds remaining in the game. Get it. Bills get the ball with 30 seconds. Allen a couple throws. Tyler Bass from 50 yards. Repeating history, kind of. Wide right. And your Texans are 4-1.
Absolutely love that, Brian. Let's fucking go. Dialed in for the 1 o'clock. Let's get into the 4 o'clock game starting in Denver. The Broncos taking on the Raiders. Both teams 2-2. The Broncos, we know, coming off that tight miracle win in the rain game against the Jets. The Raiders in shambles. Minshew, the sideshow, Adams, the trade. What is going on there? Over under here is 35.5. Vegas +2.5 on the road here. What do you think about Bo Nix, about Minshew? What do we got?
Listen, when it comes to the Denver Broncos, the only thing that impresses me is the defense. And, in terms of the Raiders, I have been very, very disappointed with them. I thought, listen, not that I was expecting them to make the playoffs, but they would hover around 500. Right now, yes, Tony, they are 500. But I think you're playing almost any other team than the Browns last week. You probably lose that game. I don't like how Pierce, so earlier in the year, called out the players, and now you're going to trade Adams. That's not going to make you better. I thought Minshew would have played better up to this point as well. So not that I am that impressed with Denver. I know, 10-9 over the Jets last week. Like I said, defense good, offense limited. But when you're talking about two teams that are not going to find themselves in the playoffs, I think Denver, because of that defense, better. And for that reason and that reason only, they win this game. And how about back-to-back weeks? Last week, they win 10-9. This week, 10-7.
Oh, my goodness.
Broncos are 3-2.
Wow, how about that? The Raiders are going down, dude. Speaking of going down, we're going to California. The Niners taking on the Cards now at 4:05 on Fox. Battle of the NFC West here. The 49ers 2-2, the Cards 1-3. We know about the storylines here for the Niners, the injuries. Brock Purdy still having a great year, though. Almost 1,200 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Kyler Murray, some production, but I don't know here. Over-under is 49.5, so expecting a lot of scoring is Vegas. Arizona is given 7.5 points. You think Murray has what it takes to get some offense going?
No. I think the Niners will win this game. I could potentially see, though, them winning by 7. So just because of that, I'm going to say the Cardinals cover, but the Niners win this game. I think it goes under as well. But I'm going to say they win by the score of 24-17.
All right, great score there. Let's go 425 now. We're going to SoFi Stadium. The Rams, the Packers, DTV versus TCA. Heads up, baby. Green Bay is -3. Your total is 48.5 here. Rams, another team suffering from injuries. The Packers did love his back. Let's fucking go. Jaden Reed is looking really good as well as a target for Love. Stafford and the boys. I don't know, dude. The Rams for me right now, pretty questionable at 1-3. The Packers looking to regain their season, go 3-2 after a dub here. What do you see?
Yeah, pack all day, and the Rams are so desperate at receiver, they might, bring in T.O. and Randy Moss for a workout. I mean, Tutu Atwell, number one target with Kupp and Nakua out. I know Stafford, is a gamer, but the Packers, far better team here, and I think they actually win this one by multiple scores. I'm going to say the Pack win this. Let's go 28-13. Packers and the under.
Love that here. Let's now go to Seattle. It is Lumen Field, Brian. The Seahawks taking on the Giants at 425. Seattle -6.5. The over-under 43.5. Daniel Jones and the boys. The Giants 1-3. Seahawks 3-1. Coming off that tough loss against Detroit Monday night. Yeah, this week. What do you think, dude? Dallas going down. Giants going down.
Seattle 31-9. Is that scoregami? I'm not even sure.
Possibly.
But without Neighbors, without Singletary, this will get ugly quick. Mike McDonald will have it dialed up for Seattle. So they win this one easily. And it's Seattle, and it's the under.
Seattle and the under. Let's freaking go. And they cover the spread. Obviously, dude. Obviously. Let's go now. Prime time, 8:20 p.m. You know the deal on NBC. It's the Steelers. It's the Cowboys. Pittsburgh, 3-1. Dallas looking to get above 500 here at 2-2. It looks like Pittsburgh -2.5. Over under is 43.5. Pretty interesting crossroads here for both of these teams, to be honest. We know Dallas coming off the win against the Giants. Not an impressive win, but then, of course, the Steelers dropped the ball literally and figuratively against the Colts last week as well. Again, a lot of question marks for both of these teams. Who do you see coming out on the right side of this game, Brian?
Definitely Pittsburgh. I thought it was alarming that Dallas had so much trouble with the Giants last week. Maybe I would think differently if this game was in Dallas, and I know they're 0-2 at home this year or whatever, but I just think playing at Heinz Field, a night game, the steel curtain, I just don't think the Cowboys are going to do well here. I think this is an under game as well. But I've been impressed with Justin Fields. Seems like each week he's getting better. I know they lost last week, but he had good numbers. And I think he has a good mix of run and pass this week. And I think the Steelers ultimately win this one. I'm going to say 17-14. Chris Boswell at the horn from 39 and the win. And speaking of the horn, that is your Week 5 football frenzy.
Just like that, dude.
Kind of crazy, Tony.
That we're on week 5 already?
Yeah.
I guess 18. So. Yeah, no, it is true. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the season so far has gone at pace. I don't know about you. But then again, it's going to be week 12 soon, and then we're going to be like, whoa, man.
Week 18.
Watch out, dude. Yeah, literally.
So, kind of nuts, I would say, Tony. But anyway,
game of the day, dude. That's the next question, right? Like, what is your game of the day here for Sunday?
Yeah. I'm going to throw that to you first.
Oh.
And you can't do the Jets. And actually, you know what? I already threw it to myself because I said Texans Bills, so it's on you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
I did say that.
You did say Bills, Texans. Yep. Yeah. Game of the day here. That's a great question. I do like Cowboys Steelers. I think it would be somewhat of a battle. Can't say Jets Vikings. Honestly, then I think I'm gonna go with Packers Rams, to be honest.
Okay.
I do like watching the Packers. I do enjoy Jordan Love. The youth of that team. And then again, I feel like the Rams, McVay always has a few trips up his sleeve. Stafford always gives the effort. So I think it'll be a good game, dude.
All right. So let's see. I'm excited for the games. Can't wait for the watch party on Sunday. That's going to be nuts. So really jacked up about that. One more update here from Mississippi. Jacob Bridgman, has played 13 holes, started on the back, 500 on his round today. So he's tied with Skins. Skins, again, not teeing off till 218. You have Ryan Fox lurking, one shot back, 11 under, 6 under through 14 holes starting on the back. You got a couple golfers here at 10 under. Springer, Coles, Kim, Woodland. They've played a little more than half of their round. Also, Bo Hosler in the mix at 10 under. How about Wesley Bryan? He doesn't do too many of these events these days, and he's 9 under, 5 under through 14 today, so off to a good start. Daniel Berger still at 9 under. Lucas Glover is 9 under, has played the back 9, 2 under on his round today. And I guess really that's it. I guess I could check Mr. Fowler, just to see 1 under now through 9. So he's tied for 51st. So I think some work to do on the back 9, because I'm sure the cut line is going to grow here. I think a lot of low numbers. And Dark One CFH says hello.
Yes, he does, dude. Dark One says hello.
Hello.
I think we've seen him before, but I don't know. Hello there.
Could be. And then so that's really it. Obviously, can't wait to be at Yankee Stadium tomorrow. That is going to be a time. So look forward to talking about that on Sunday. Do we have a primetime edition tonight?
You know the deal, dude. Binge Buddies primetime tonight. Absolutely. 8 p.m., dude. What is on the docket? I believe Mike and I will be seeing Joker 2 this afternoon.
There he is.
And that's the plan, brother.
Stupid question here. But just to give you a little probably chuckle on your way out, because it's one of those like obvious questions. But the whole Joker series, that was just like that all came about because the Joker was in the Batman movie, and then they just made 2 movies after. Is that what happened, or is it completely different?
So it is entirely different. It's its own standalone film.
There was no idea like derived from that, or no?
Well, I mean, it is based on the character, the Joker.
Okay,
it
that's
is
in Batman.
That is
like,
in Batman.
It's not like a sequel or whatever.
No.
But I'm saying the idea.
The idea was derived from
Gotcha.
exactly the comic books, absolutely. But it's supposed to be like a more realistic depiction sort of deal.
Has anybody in your mind? It's kind of funny me asking these questions to you, but come close to the way that Heath Ledger played the Joker back then?
Honestly, no. Like not really at all.
Yeah.
People talk about Joaquin Phoenix, who plays Joker now, does a great job. Jack Nicholson back in the day also did a great job, but
Jack Nicholson, we're talking about a legend, huh?
Total legend. And then he did kill that role, and he influenced obviously Heath Ledger in how he played the Joker. But Heath Ledger, I mean, Dark Knight, I'm sure you're riled for that.
I saw that in theaters.
Yeah, dude.
What is
great
that, 15
film.
years ago?
Easily.
Yeah,
dude.
Harvey Dent.
Harvey.
We gotta get our city back, Harvey. I don't even know what I'm talking about, kind of, but kind of funny. A little crosstalk there on the way out.
Yeah, you're on track.
But let's go, man. What a show. Really pumped for this weekend. Tomorrow is going to be amazing. Can't wait to be at the stadium. Hear those "Let's Go Yankee" chants. That is going to be electric. Juan Soto, his Yankee playoff debut.
The Mets, baby.
Let's fucking go.
The Mets.
And then Sunday, the Jets. The watch party, the horseshoe. It's going to be a marathon. The sandwiches, the chips, dude.
The chips, Brian. The chips.
That's going to be great. But really appreciate everybody who hung with us, not only today, the whole week. And we encourage you to continue to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jane. Costume the merch at downtimetv.com.
Yep.
Want everybody to enjoy the day. Enjoy Binge Buddies. Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Mets.
And we will see you on Sunday.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.